don't you look at me? I've tried to be as open as I can. Why don't you look at me? I'm tired of being the invisible man. The invisible man. Oh, the invisible man.
Well, hello everyone and welcome to another edition of The Invisible Man. Today we are hanging out with Kyle and Luce from Load. How you doing, guys?
We're good.
Hey,
Excellent.
you're wearing Corona. Oh, we're on the same page, eh?
I hope you watched it, because that apparently Corona's not good now.
Yeah, well, that's the best part about the whole thing is that as soon as it hit, when they were still calling it coronavirus, the sales of Corona beer dropped by like 60% in the States. It just tells you all you need to know about the U.S.
And speaking of that, here we are in lovely Mexico.
And lovely.
Just wanted to say that I'm here in the beautiful Mayan Riviera at Cafe Olé in Puerto Aventuras.
And I'm waiting for you on the beach, and you said you'd be here.
I know, and
here.
Phil, he's secretly vacationing with me on the beaches here in Puerto Aventuras. How are you doing, darling?
Good. How are you?
I'm good.
You can't drink with a mask on.
You don't have to take the mask off on the beach here.
So Phil, we need you to do your. Can you turn your camera around so we can see the all the sights around you?
Well,
No.
yes.
No.
I'm going to, but I have to take my purse with me because I have a lot of places.
There's not
Unlike
enough
my
weed.
car.
Not
See
enough
the
weed in the world to make me able to do that, man.
I hope I don't lose. Just wait. First of all, I'm
Okay.
looking marvelous in my three-piece ensemble. Just want you to know. But
My goodness.
are you ready? You ready to see our beautiful marina in town? Is it too glary? Can you see?
Oh, that's good.
Nice.
There's dolphins in there. You can't see that right now. But
I was going to say, is Flipper in there?
we have a marina full of dolphins and manatee and seals. And it's actually quite amazing the way they take care of them. They're very good. And we have beautiful people here at Cafe Olé.
Hello, can
They're
they see
gonna
us?
come
Maybe-
I'm going to have some questions. Anyways, enough about me.
Really? I thought the whole show was about you.
Oh, isn't that silly?
Can you
Yes.
send me a drink over here already?
Okay, I'm going to send one down. You're like 3 condos down the beach, correct?
Yeah, that's it. My
Just
ice
over-
melted, for fuck's sake. Let's go.
That's great. Well, while Carl is
I'm coming.
so it looked like Carl was in Australia there for a while. There we go. He's back again. That's great. So before we get going, and this is probably the state of the show, we're going to be hanging out, friends hanging out. I just want to encourage everybody to subscribe, share, and all that other good stuff. Let's try see if we can attract a big audience, because it's a lot more fun when we have lots of interaction with the audience. And we are, well, I think I've said it there, haven't I? So Luce and Kyle are with the rock band Load. We do have some pre-recorded music from a concert that they did in, I think it was February, at the Pyramid here in Winnipeg. So that's coming up. I don't know how many songs we've got. I've got about 6 or 7 queued up. So, but we'll definitely get. So
You better sound good, Kyle. They're not fucking.
That might have been the last time we played on a real stage.
yeah, I don't know. Well, Kyle wouldn't have seen these because this was stuff I edited for Cannabis Castle, and I don't know who's seen it. I don't even know if you've seen this stuff yet, Luce, or not.
I was going to say, I haven't approved this, so Kyle, you better.
Well, it's your performance. So we only captured on camera.
Remember, the audio's a little bit weird because you were right beside my guitar.
That's something I was never able to do when I was doing promos for Luce.
What?
She has to see it first.
Well, because I got to make sure my boys look good. Your Kyle is the prettiest one on stage, and if we ruin that illusion, it's all over.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's Kyle with his pretty red hair.
Yeah, if I recall, I think that video was taken before I gained all my COVID weight.
Wait, it would have been.
Be very grateful
It was
because I used COVID to lose a lot of old baby weight and other things. So I'm looking particularly hot these days. I didn't look that good in the video. But it's all about you, Kyle.
Well, then you gotta go. That's it. You're in the band.
I can't become prettier.
You
That's
can't go being cuter than me. Fuck.
Hey, so how are you guys all doing? I mean, Phil and I are doing amazing on the beach. It's a whole different ballgame here in Mexico than it is in Canada right now. I was literally on the phone with the city bylaw officer this morning. Do not ask me why.
Why?
I'll tell you another time, but he filled me in on like the code red and everything that's going down there, and I'm not coming home yet, is all I'm saying.
Oh, well, we need you here.
No, you don't.
It's-
What are you going to buy? Where are you going to go? You're going to come to me? No. But
Well,
Yeah,
as soon as they let us, well, I'll come down to the castle as soon as they let me out of the house.
yeah, like that's the thing. And then they can let you out, but you're not allowed in.
Yeah.
What do I do about that? And we've cordoned the house off into the castles like in five different locations. There's 5 places you can be like totally isolated in the castle now. One person over, I hear. I don't know.
Yeah.
My kids are coming home tomorrow.
Nice. We say coming home, you mean going to the castle or
Yeah,
coming to?
they're heading to the castle
Okay.
tomorrow.
And in case anyone is not aware, of course, we are talking about Cannabis Castle, which is a show that I've been involved in. Oh, about a year now, right? It's been a year, or has it been more than a year now?
We
doing that?
started last November, right?
That's
We
right,
started
yeah.
a year ago, and then we got a little bit sidetracked, a little waylaid.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we got some really great things coming up for Canada's Castle, and like patience is a virtue.
Yeah.
We're killing it behind the scenes. Nobody knows it, but we're killing it. So
Yeah, so you were able to, as I well know this, but you were able to actually get some social distancing concerts in at the castle.
say that again.
You're able to get some social distancing concerts, all legal, at the castle this year.
Oh yeah, we got some ideas, but maybe we're not talking about them today.
Maybe not.
But stay tuned. Click on the link for Cannabis Castle. I don't know if you're going to put that up there, but Cannabis Castle.
I don't think I have it here, but cannabiscastle.ca takes you to the website. There's links to it.
Finally get to find out what all the fuss is about.
Indeed.
Or you can Google Canada's Cannabis Castle as well, because there might be a few cannabis castles in this world, but Canada's Cannabis Castle.
So, how many GNTs did you have?
Cannibal Council? What? Cannibal?
Cannibal Castle. We get
we
a
got
little
some-
crazy.
Yeah, we have some good
It's
outtakes.
the basalt, really.
we
It's
had
not
some.
us.
We had some good outtakes from the first Cannabis Castle. Was for some reason the entire filming went really, really well, and it was right at we were just doing the final closing interviews with both Kyle and Luce, and then Kyle. Then this didn't make it into the final cut, but Kyle said cannibal, and then I guess that stuck in your mind, Luce, and then she said it, and it was like that was it. Everyone collapsed.
It was the
And that-
Cannibal Castle.
Actually, when Luce said it, it made it into the final cut.
We're having meatloaf. for
Just
dinner.
like an hour of nobody being able to say the word cannabis.
That's right.
Yeah, it's funny. Now it could have been the cannabis.
That happens.
And there were some certain beverages there as well. I'm sure that aided.
I am actually going to try and get a waiter's attention by speaking Spanish. Disculpa. Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
That's my
don't
way.
forget that drink.
Yeah, I want to know what she's getting.
Trying to get the waiter. Wait, he's not looking at me. They know we're filming, so they're trying to like stay away from me. But I really want some attention.
Dos cervezas, por favor.
Yeah. Yep, that's right. It was a couple of.
Cerveza.
It was just a few months ago, right? It was we were just chatting online, Luce, and then you said, "Hey, it's been about time I come on the show," and so I was like, "Oh yeah, better give her a spot then. She likes the attention."
Well,
So here we
I
are.
need to beg to get my other band on.
Yep. Well, yeah.
All I could hear was "Bing, bing, ding, bing." So I don't-
I said I had to beg to get Handfist on the show.
I
I
watched
did
him.
some things I'm not proud of.
Well, I told
Yeah.
you that.
And
One
actually,
of those things should be bringing your child to heavy.
So-
We'll talk about that later.
yeah, when we do the prep for the show, when we do the prep for the show, I usually chat with the guests ahead of time, and I almost always say the same question, and it was or I asked the guest to say a little bit about yourself. Because Carl's been on before, I thought no problem. So Hamfist did the same thing. Carl's the first person. He goes, "My name's Kyle. I play bass for Hamfist," and that was it. And then the other two did the same thing. Or was it just the Nick was on? I forget who was on. Oh, yeah, and then the conversation went nowhere. So thanks a lot, Kyle. And now you're my example of how not to do it.
¿Cómo está hoy?
Hey, so, ¿cómo estás? Mi amigo Eduardo.
Hey.
And I'm going to order some fajitas.
Oh, nice. How long will it take to get to me?
Uno más.
Okay, here we go.
My amigas de Canada. It's Mark and Kyle and Phil. Eduardo.
Hey, Eduardo. Nice to meet you.
Hola.
Hola.
The wonders,
Hey, so you're a star now.
the wonders of live streaming. So you
Get off.
just
We don't want you on the show.
so you had just released your CD, right? Luce Overload. I have it right here.
When?
It's right here.
It's such a good album. Shut up, Kyle.
Oh, he's in a sauna by the look of it. Yeah, we got some great songs. A couple of my favorites on there, obviously with "Worship," which is the Cannabis Castle theme, and "Awesome Bed." I've actually grown to love that. I've grown to love that one. Not like grown to love it. I've loved it since the beginning. But you know what I mean. Yes, well,
Kyle.
I hated that one until I learned how to play it.
I know, and I wanted to say, you know what? Kyle never liked that song. But then we played it, and Kyle owns that fucking song. And live, Awesome Bed is so amazing. I love the recorded version, but Kyle didn't play on the recorded version, unfortunately. And he just brings something to it now that makes it incredible. To see us play it live is special. That's all I'm gonna say.
It's that Get Good pedal that I got.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, and that pedal then.
ah, yes, it was the pedal that does everything except makes you sound good, or make you play good, I should say. Yeah. So now you've been. I think you told me you were working on some new stuff this year. Did you get very far?
Yeah, Kyle and I are writing a new album.
Yeah, we got
And not only that,
3 or 4 songs that are mostly finished. It's just a matter of putting the icing on the cake and stuff.
well, you know, and all this isolation and problems, you know, we all also have lives outside of music. And Kyle has a family, and I have a family. We have people that work in the medical fields. We have people that work in universities and kids in school and daycare. And it's not been easy. But we've managed to literally write half an album. And Johnny Stewart, from our guitar player from It's True, sent me a song to write, and we got a new song going with Richard Dugay. And actually, Kyle doesn't know this, but a band out of the United States just sent me their whole repertoire because they want me to do some singing as a front woman for this new band coming out of the States. And I think Kyle and I, there's a couple songs that you and I would love. So I'm working on a little thing behind the scenes as well. And of course, we do movie and art soundtrack stuff all the time, and we're just keeping it going.
You're working with Richard Dugay too?
No, I'm not done yet. No, I want to show everybody what I was just brought.
Lovely.
So much.
Dude,
looks
I
refreshing.
like my drink though.
Not bad here. I've got some nice service, unlike when I'm home.
And I'm drinking the.
I've been to the castle. You are the nice service.
I am the nice service. When we're home, I'm the service. That's right. Call me Mr. Cervical.
We got a couple of people in the audience. So we got Kamal Ben Sali has joined us, Pauline Santoro and Johnny Vencea. Vencea. Sorry, I've completely pronounced that wrong. He says,
Venecia?
yes.
Is that Johnny?
There you go. How'd you say it? Yeah, it says Chow Belly.
That's my man. He's my favorite in the kingdom.
Okay.
Yeah.
The kingdom. Okay,
My
good.
favorite.
Excellent. I think that I would like to hear one of the songs from the show last year, or this year, I mean. And I would, actually, you know what? I'm just going to jump in and I'm not going to let you choose. I'm going to grab the first one, which is Worship.
Let's do it.
So we'll listen to that one. It's the theme tune for Cannabis Castle as well. So here we go. This was live at the Pyramid on February the 22nd, early this year, while it was legal to be out.
We're
Yeah.
still
Okay.
performing live. Jeez.
Here we go.
Which is a theme for our new YouTube reality show called Cannabis Castle, which Lode hosts. And you'll see some beautiful Cannabis Castle staff around here filming because we're doing a big show tomorrow. Hi! So we hope you love this song, and we hope you will subscribe to Cannabis Castle and Lode and come worship with us. This one's called Worship, or I got it good. Cannabis Castle. Thank you.
Nice.
There we
nice.
go.
Hey, you know what, Kyle? You got to bring that look back. I meant to tell you that a few weeks
Doesn't he
ago.
look hot there? Holy shit.
That is an exceptional look.
Well, somebody stole those sunglasses at one of the
That's awesome.
social distance concerts.
Well, people
How did
do
you get
that,
so
eh?
close? Let
But
that be one.
the beard had to go because I'm wearing a mask all the time. I wear a mask.
Yeah.
You know, we're not gigging. I had to get a real job, so I got to wear a
Yeah.
mask all day at work. So 9 hours in a mask is just with all that facial hair. It just goes up my nose and in my mouth.
Yeah.
It's bad enough I'm breathing in through the mask. I don't want to breathe in my beard too.
Yep, and you look way prettier for it now. We can see your pretty face.
Yeah, and this little
Seeing
double
that
chin I got
song
going on here.
live there is amazing.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've seen it live a few times, different variations.
Well, you know,
And,
I gotta tell you, the band is like pretty tight these days, and anything we just like conjure up sounds freaking amazing. And it's taken us like lots of years of dedication in our band and in other bands to become very, very at ease with performing and playing music and videoing and talking. It's just a natural part of our life.
I wanted to say I really like the way that one comes off live because it becomes a completely different song. The recording is very keyboard based. There's a lot of keyboard work in there, and the main riff is played on keyboard. Well, we don't have a keyboard player really, so if we're not going to use samples, I got to play that on guitar. So it comes off it comes off as a different vibe when you're playing it on guitar and when you're hearing it on guitar rather than keyboards.
Yeah. Actually, that venue too, because when I turned up there, you guys were still doing the sound check, and the audio was like phenomenally loud. It was like really, and that was for the sound check. Usually it gets louder throughout the night, and by the time Richard Dugay got on, Dugay, sorry, by the time that he had gone on halfway through his set, it was so loud I would have sworn my ears were going to bleed. And me and Ryan kind of ran upstairs to the green room just so we could.
Oh yeah, I remember when they got that PA. One of the first concerts that was held there after they got that PA was the Misfits, and I just randomly got a ticket. So I went and saw them, and even I was wearing earplugs, and it is I've seen Motorhead live, and this was louder. This is the loudest concert that I've ever been to. Was the Misfits? It was just blaringly loud.
Yeah. That was quite
I don't know why soundmen actually do that. I don't know why you have to put it to a place where people can enjoy it, the music.
Yeah.
But I guess I don't know. I don't like it.
Well, when I saw the Misfits,
I like loud
they were
music.
they were definitely compensating for something with volume.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
Either the sound man or the guitar player is compensating.
Yeah.
Sometimes the drummer.
Zinger.
Yeah, it was quite a fun though. It was already nice meeting everybody, and I think it was probably one of the first times I've actually hung around in the green room where I wasn't on stage. So it was actually quite a unique and little experience. I'm there enjoying everything, enjoying the background, just hanging out without the stress of all the nerves of going on stage.
Without being the star.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's like. It's hard.
Yeah.
Everywhere I go.
So it was a lot of fun. Even though I was watching the cameras and whatever, but still it was a really relaxing evening of work there.
Eduardo is back with my fajitas, and I really want Eduardo to see us performing because he doesn't know that I'm a singer in Canada. Really, no one believes me.
We'll have another drink and then
Nice.
you can show them.
Hey,
Nice.
where did I go? Why is Phil on the thing? I'm showing you my fajitas.
Yeah, where? Yeah,
maybe my boots. Sorry about that.
we're quite aware of your fajitas.
Anyways, I'm getting a facial at the same time because the steam is. Okay, scrap that. I'm not getting a facial. Anyways, we should go to another song.
Okay, sounds good. We do have a couple of comments from Shalene, which we'll get to after the song. We'll hit a song. You can have something to eat, and then we will get your thoughts on these things. Anyway, whatever. I am going to jump on. We're going to do "Awesome Bed."
Oh, I love that song.
Okay, you ready? Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
So you got about 3 minutes to eat something, Luce.
All right. Good.
Eating on a podcast is piss.
I'm disgusting.
So it goes. I'm not I'm just sending these blues away. I stepped into the darkness. I had a dream that I wasn't alone here. And so it goes. I'm not afraid. I'm just sending these blues away. Step off the shore. Don't sink, just float some more. 'Cause I dream that I sleep in an awesome bed. Put you in low pillows. I dream that I sleep in an awesome bed. Well, I got to the crossing. I look in the mirror. I receive the instructions. Then I grab someone to hold on to. I dream that I sleep in an awesome bed with you in love pillows. I dream that I sleep in an awesome bed. Well, I got to the crossing. I look in the mirror. And I get told the instructions. I follow the steps there.
Oh my gosh, that is good.
That was great. So,
You know, Luce, you might have told me, but I never can remember. But that your music, as you know, I've been a fan of since the beginning of our friendship, right? You probably know what I'm gonna say now, but
Yeah, Phil's on side.
that wasn't the song I died for, was it?
No. Wait. Oh my God, what's wrong?
Oh, you died for
Did we freeze up? What's going on?
Oh my God, I can't. What song was that?
I don't know. I died. I don't remember.
What the heck? I sang to you. I think I sang to you Unwanted.
Okay.
I
Okay.
sang to you Unwanted. You kind of confused me there for a second. That's what I sang, Unwanted. And
Wow.
then
I haven't seen you do that live ever.
I just said, Phil showed up in my office. We were having a meeting. Phil was managing our social media and doing a lot of work with us, getting back up on a new album after an 8-year kind of hiatus. And Phil really saw great things with what we were doing and drove in an hour from all in the country to see me. And when he got to my office, like there was something wrong. He was sweating and he just wasn't himself. And I couldn't put my finger on it, and he sat down and I said, you know what, Phil, just relax for a minute. I'm going to sing you this new song I wrote, which is called Unwanted. And I sang it to him. And then at the end, I finished it. And then Phil kind of looked at me weird and he stood up with his arms like this. And I thought he was making fun of me. Like I thought he would be like, "You're a goal" or something. But he was having like a stroke or heart attack. I'm sorry. He coded out right in front of me and I had to bring him back to life twice.
Yeah, we've actually featured, when we first had you on, Luce, so we've actually, we went that. I think we went right through the whole story in quite a lot of detail. So if anybody is interested in that, just you have to look back for, that would have been 2019 when you were first on, right? Yeah, so maybe you can put a link on.
This happened in what, 2016 or 15?
No, 2000. I don't remember now.
It's got to be 5 years ago, Phil.
Actually, there's one. Hey, do any of you there have a TV on or something?
No.
I'm hearing lots of. Maybe it's their noise. Maybe it's where you are then. Okay. There's not much you can do about that.
I heard you do that song live, by the way, Unwanted. That makes me nervous too.
No kidding.
Well, you were in a dream world that day, let me tell you.
Okay, let me read out some of these comments. So Shalim says, great song, Worship. It's become permanently stuck in his head. He has a question. What are your thoughts on releasing singles versus albums?
I got the kitty.
Oh, you got the same color hair. Oh, isn't that cute?
Yeah, we match. She does not want to be hazed at the moment. The question, what are your thoughts on releasing singles versus albums?
I think it's great. Like that goes back to the 60s and 70s when you could get 45s. And that's how, like, honestly, when they stopped making singles, I think the industry died a little bit because that was the big thing. You could buy one song.
Yep.
But that one song led you to buy the album. So you would get 2 sales and then maybe there's another single and you would just get that. Like it was a different way of thinking and I love it. I love singles.
Well, it's going back to that now.
I believe so.
There were bands like the Beatles and Led Zeppelin. The Beatles never released singles that were on their albums. Well, in the States, they were sort of the official British albums. Their singles were never on them. So and like Led Zeppelin, they didn't release any singles. That was kind of like their rule or whatever, that they never released singles.
Yeah, people were against it then.
A lot of those bands, I grew up on album rock. I really like listening to an album. Like I love that feeling of not necessarily has to be a concept album, but like knowing what song is next. Like I hear the whole album in my head. It's almost like all one song to me. Especially in the 70s when the albums were 45 minutes and now they're like an hour and a half. It's ridiculous. But it's going back to that way with Spotify and stuff. Everybody's got because everybody's getting their music from Spotify or YouTube or Apple Music and making their own playlists. So people gotta have like I know there's at least in the last 3 months about 10 or 12 of my followed artists have released new music. I'm like, oh, new album. No, it's just a new song or an EP.
Well, and literally we would buy singles. And then I was alive when the cassette recorder came out.
My word!
So honestly, we would buy singles and we would make our mix tapes and our cassette tapes off the radio, FM radio. FM radio was huge when it went. When you could listen to alternative music on, like not on AM, on FM. I mean, that was a big thing for music and playlists and people wanting to make their own mixtapes. And I think it's back to that. Absolutely. I love listening to an album too, but not all albums.
Yeah.
It's in a different format now with all the streaming services, but it's still that same kind of attitude that leads towards mixtapes and all that.
No. Are you disgusted that I'm eating while we're doing it?
Well, a little bit, but we'll live with it.
It's like, that's podcast no 101. Don't eat on the podcast.
Really? Good eating.
Go.
Oh, I wanted to tell you, Luce. Oh, did we lose her?
I don't know.
Yeah, she's
No.
Oh, there we go.
like
We're good.
3 times.
I wanted to tell you, Luce. I've
Uh-oh.
seen
My
pictures
internet
of where.
connection is unstable suddenly.
Yep.
Because I'm
I
trying
wanted
to
Just like your
tell you,
mental state.
What?
I've seen pictures.
Just like your
You did
mental
that.
state.
You did that to me. You were like, oh, you're disgusting eating. I'm going to freeze up her internet right now.
Hey, I've seen pictures of where you are right now. I think with lots of people around.
Yeah.
There's way too much man nip. Oh my God.
There's what?
Way too much man nip.
Man.
I just saw somebody walk across before while you were talking.
I guess that's all that goes right here.
Yeah.
So, do you guys ever
I
release
set my-
singles? Do you, or do you usually just release work on an album? Nope.
That one's up to Carrie to answer.
I said,
I don't think we've ever, not since I've been in the band, we haven't really released a single song. It's always been albums. But I've only been around for 2 albums, so.
But you're going to be around for the third, and you're writing the whole fucking album with me. So there you go.
Right.
Except for the song that Johnny Stewart sent. And Johnny Stewart sent me a song, and it's called "How Come You're So Fucking Sexy." And it's a great song.
well, I'm naturally that way.
And Kyle and I, we have a really good song called "Water," and we love it. We harmonize beautiful in it, and it's a very nice feel to it. It's a little Simon and Garfunkel, but for the year 2021.
I feel it, to me, it feels a lot like, it feels kind of like worship, like in terms of the vibe that I get from it.
Well, it is,
That's,
but like, I don't know. I kind of thought it had a little bit like, not a folky, but it had a little roots to it, you know. Maybe it's a little gospely. Maybe that's why.
Have
Well, I am a
you
Lucy
ever
player.
Something special.
Have you ever considered re-releasing Slow Train?
Well, I've released Soul Train twice,
Well,
and Kyle still doesn't play it. So I don't know what I'm gonna do because we love Soul Train. Actually, you know what?
No,
That's
the problem is you've released it 3 times with 3 different arrangements, and whenever we go to play it, nobody knows which arrangement we're playing.
I'm kind of funny that way. I like writing my songs and then like doing them 3 different ways.
That is my
Then-
favorite.
3 different people in the band learn the 3 different versions, and they all come together and they're like, "You're fucked, you're fucked, you're fucked," and I'm like, "No, you're all fucked because I did that."
You know what? I'll tell you this, Phil. There is a song in the pipeline that's what is it called? I'm a Machine. At least that's the working title. It's got a very, very Slow Train kind of vibe to it.
Oh,
It is.
nice.
You're right.
It's not finished yet, but it's definitely in the pipeline.
Well, I played
You know
Slow Train.
Wow,
on the
you
show.
nailed it. That's a very good. You know what? I'm gonna start singing it to the Slow Train beat, and then I think we got something there. That's a really good analogy.
I played
We-
Slow Train on the show, and it's my favorite.
All right. Well, we're gonna do it live next time we're together. I promise you. Kyle and I are gonna work that out.
Nice.
And I forgot what I was gonna say.
You got that other song that Kyle was saying.
I'm on my second double gin and tonic here.
Yeah, that other,
Quadruple.
yeah, that other song that Kyle was saying has a Slow Train feel to it.
Yeah, the Machine or whatever.
Yeah, that one you haven't heard it yet, but it's called "I'm Inside, I'm a Machine," and it's a very intense song, just like Slow Train.
I think
But
you could
you know what I
get.
was gonna say? We have
try
a
and get,
song
I
called
think you
Luce.
could probably try and get Mr. Stewart to try and do a little bit of guitar on that.
That's
I
a
think you
very
could
good
make
idea.
some real noise over top of that.
Ooh.
That's a really good idea. Johnny's totally into doing a new collaboration with Kyle and I. So, you know, we've been so blessed. Load's been together since 1995 is when we started, and
our nucleus and our writing team has always stayed very strong, and to have Kyle with us the last 5 years has been.
I was 14 in
Load
1995.
Load is a fluid, ever-changing lives.
That never ever changes. We're ever changing, but we never change from Load. We're so low.
It's like this huge extended family. Whenever I get up on stage, I have no idea who I'm going to be playing with. It's Carrie.
I know, you never know who's going to come. We're very blessed that way. People love playing our music and they love performing with us. Our band is basically a 5-piece, we'll say, a 4-piece, 5-piece. But there are times where a 9 and a 10-piece, because we have like a crew of people who just always filter in and love to play with us, and we're blessed.
Yeah.
We love it.
Remember the summer of 2018 when I visited from Colorado?
At the castle, yeah.
Yes, that was magical. You got me that sandwich bag full of weed, and there was music. We sang together. I know there was some negative stuff that happened around that time there, but the night itself, like, that was magical. Hey,
That was such a nice night. But you know what? I have to say that every time we do something at the castle, it's magical. There's a reason for it. The people that show up for it are just always unique and are thrilled that we're there. They're thrilled for it, and I'm always thrilled because I always love that people love coming to the castle.
oh yeah,
You know,
but, I
and-
mean, that magical feeling. You're right about that. And but that time, that's when I got to meet Lori Mustard.
Oh yeah, Lori was there. We have the craziest people show up at the castle.
It was
And
fun.
Lori Mustard, you know, back from CBC and Switchback days, going back to the 80s, you know, like you never know who's going to be at the castle. Bobby Starr shows up at the castle. Gosh,
Joe Miles.
Joe Miles shows up at the castle. Oh God, there's so many people I can't even. Richard Duguay shows up at the castle.
One thing I remember from that night, like I said, I had that
Shows up
sandwich.
at the castle.
One thing I remember from that night, I don't remember who it was, and it didn't offend me really that much, but in my elevated, let's say, Indica state, he touched my weed. I don't know, and then it's just stayed with me the whole night. Like, oh my God, dude touched my weed.
Well, you know, there are some dirty hands at the castle. There is no doubt about it. But I'm going to say that by the time that weed was combusted, you were safe.
See, you say there's dirty hands, but not anymore. I've been to those socially distancing concerts. Everybody's washing their hands and using sanitizer.
That's true. Now is the time to be actually out and about because everybody's so clean.
Yeah.
Actually, it was one of the shows at Cannabis Castle. Actually, was it got dark, and it was like what 10:30 or 10 o'clock or whatever. The police turned up and had a look around to see if we were legal, and they were more than happy to let us continue.
They came and hung out. You know what they said to us? Like, first of all, of course, we had a neighbor that's a douche because we live in an area of douchebags.
It didn't help that over the PA you were yelling, "Fuck my douche neighbor."
Only speak the truth. No, it's true, and I don't like to offend anybody, but I
That's true.
really don't want to be offended.
Really? Oh.
But that was the previous concert that I announced that my neighbors were douchey. This was the next concert, which I didn't say anything about. It still sent the police anyways, and the police said, we have to just tell you, we've been here for half an hour watching and listening, and we got a phone call from your neighbors that said that people were acting crazy and on drugs in the backyard and that it was out of control. And they said, we came and all there was a bunch of like hippies on blankets watching like really great music. That's what they said. And they said like, we just hung out and we were having a good time and we thought,
Was that when they were blasting Christmas carols from across the river?
yeah. I think that was secondary. I think that came next. I don't have just one single douchey neighbor.
I can't wait to experience one of those backyard concerts at the castle.
Oh my God.
So
You're
that was your-
gonna have a good time this summer.
So was that your neighbours on the other side of the red?
Well, on
Yeah.
the other side of the red,
That's like a kilometre away, isn't it?
you know what? Cluche Drive is literally falling into the Red River, and those guys are just a little disgruntled. When they hear other people having fun and enjoying their land, they get a little pissed off. And
Maybe the vibration of the bass shakes the dirt.
shakes the trees a little bit. I have no sympathy, is what I'm saying. Be careful where you buy on the river.
Yeah, so another reason to to make fun of bassists, I guess. Right. So Shleem, we've got lots of comments. I'd like to try and get through some of these if we can. Shleem's asking, will there be more episodes of Cannabis Castle?
Yeah.
Yes, we do have lots of.
How many do we have ready to go?
We've got
Get together reasonably,
4 or 5
we can
ready
do
to
more
go.
Cannabis Castles, but right now there's so much.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, first of all, Winnipeg being in code red is a problem. And second of all, like, I mean, just even if it isn't, there's still a lot of, I don't use the word fear, but
People are afraid.
People are
They're very,
apprehensive
very
about
afraid.
getting together. That's basically what I'm trying to say, is that people are just apprehensive
Yeah.
about, and reasonably so.
Yeah,
about
like you can't.
getting
What are you gonna do?
together.
Blame people? You know, what are you gonna do? Here in where I live in Mexico, since March, people have been. They wear masks. If you enter into a lot of businesses, you have to put little, medical booties on. You have to sanitize, and you get your temperature taken. And nobody goes anywhere without going through that. Then once you're in a place, you can take off your mask. But when you're walking through public or you're doing certain things, you're expected. They've contained it very well down here, and we also have the luxury of vitamin D in the sun and constant sunshine and beautiful temperatures. And they have it pretty much under control. And I know that in Canada, there's a big backlash against masks and social distancing. But here in Mexico, I think have done a very good job. They kind of contained it earlier. I'm not saying that there's no COVID down here, but you can get a test easy. You can get medical attention here so easy as compared to Canada. There's no overwhelming of the system here because they really have been doing a good
Yeah, I
job.
spent 6 hours in a hospital last week. That was not fun.
No, and you know what? So we came, my whole family, just 2 weeks ago. We had full checkups. We had full blood work, not only just COVID tests, but antibody tests to make sure we had it before. I mean, they're so thorough here. Our medical system is quite lacking, even though I know people say we're lucky to have freedom and the free services. It's not really free, and we don't get tested for a lot of the newest things in the last 3 or 4 years that have actually come forward. They're developing things in Mexico, and Canada doesn't even look at them. So I'm just saying, there's a lot of places in the world that even though we're also affected by COVID, they're not locked down. They're doing things very proactively, and all businesses are open. Nobody here gets support from the government like we do in Canada. So there's 33 million people in Mexico City, the same amount of people in Mexico City as there is in Canada. And they're doing a pretty good job of everything I see here, And you don't see protests here. There's no protests here about people wearing masks or trying to help. They need their tourism, they need their dollars, and they suffer here when things get closed. We're not suffering in Canada. We are not suffering in Canada. And I'm not talking about people who have lost. We've all lost people during this, but we're not suffering in Canada. We're very lucky to have the government we have. Very, very lucky.
Okay.
And I'm not talking about the Manitoba government. I'm talking about the federal government. We are very unlucky having the Manitoba government.
Okay.
The Hauser conservative government should be shot.
Get him.
Yeah. Okay. We have a rule on this show is no religion and politics unless it directly intersects with the music. But I agree with you about our provincial governments. Anyhow.
So there's a difference. There's a difference,
yeah.
right, between our federal government and whether you're a liberal supporter or not. You cannot complain about people being looked after financially in our country at this moment. Like, we should be grateful. Always.
Well, where you are, you can probably just walk down the street to go and talk to Palliser if you want.
Thank you very much. But I could. There's a lot of that attitude down here, actually.
Okay. So we have a music question from Shleem. Where has your Luce Overload album been received the best? Has it been? Is it outside of Manitoba or
It's outside of Canada, and it's in our last album. It's True. Did huge in Asia, and I don't know why.
Nice.
We had a song called Bruce Lee.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very good song, very popular song, and it really, really did well in Asia. And people didn't embrace it the same way here, so I don't know. I don't know if it's just the name or was, English and recognizable or what it was, but that was an exciting thing. And we get a lot of attention in the United States, more so than in Canada.
Cool. Oh, yeah, we've got lots here. I'm going to try and skip through a few. We've actually only got. Can you believe it? We've got only got 8 minutes left. It's like we just started. Time's flying. So Shalim has a question for Kyle. The flatter the land, the harder the rock. Is that true?
Well, Winnipeg is a huge metal town, so I guess so. But I mean, there's a lot of good metal that comes out of like you think of all the Scandinavian metal bands.
Yeah, I was gonna say out of Denmark, and out of Holland.
Like there's a huge metal community there. There's also like a really big metal community in the southern states like Texas and Florida. But yeah, I don't know. A lot of good rock that comes out of everywhere. So I don't know how to answer that.
Yeah.
But no, you can't answer that. There's no such thing. I mean, the grunge was supposed to be Seattle and Motown, for the blues, and there are a Texas for swamp rock or whatever. There are different genres that are kind of, England and New York for punk rock, whatever it is. But
a lot of that
comes from everywhere. It comes everywhere.
Yeah, but a lot of that comes from like when bands get signed, like the Seattle scene, for example. That was a bunch of bands that were friends with each other that would support each other, right? So you've got like, the early days of like Mother Love Bone and Nirvana and Soundgarden and all those guys, and they're going and doing these shows, building up their own followings, but they're also playing with these other bands like Nirvana's and stuff, and they're saying too at the end of their shows like, oh hey, they're telling their fans, well, we're gonna go check out this other band, and then like some guy's out there looking to sign bands, and he likes the one band, but he also sees that there's a scene developing, so he ends up signing 5 bands. And so all those bands kind of get big, and suddenly it's the Seattle scene. And the same thing happened in Britain in the 60s. The same thing happened, with metal bands in Florida and Texas. And
let's make that happen in Winnipeg. Let's do it.
Yeah, I'd like to jump in there on that one as well. There's I don't really think of Manitoba or Winnipeg as any particular style of music. I'm hearing everything. There's a lots of pretty much every pick a genre. Winnipeg and even Manitoba in general is just a massive area with everything. And I can even
music, all genres,
and we're definitely now we've been doing this show for a couple of years. We're really being exposed. We got some phenomenally good. I thought for a long time I was only a folk jazz musician here, but there's a community of them. We got we got some acts coming on next year that are for folk and jazzy from Winnipeg. We got a lot of country here, a lot, and singer-songwriters as far as your eyes can see. We're actually really quite lucky.
We can see you everywhere.
Yep.
Hey, I want to jump in and point out to what viewers. We saw some of the fire there from Luce a few moments ago, right? I want people to know and we've seen some of it too during the interview. Her passion for her music and her passion for human rights. That's fucking how we met. I just realized that we didn't meet. I didn't know your music.
No, they had nothing to do with that.
We met over a government passing a Bill 22 for safe schools for everyone, inclusively.
Yeah,
Remember?
I get around a bit. I have some ideas, and so do you. We're all active. And our music is sometimes our art is part of the whole process of getting our message across. So Eduardo is here to talk to me for a second.
Todo bien, everything's okay.
So can you speak to me in Spanish?
Todo bien.
Sí, todo bien. Es mucho gusto.
Muy bien. That's all I got. So.
I say,
He's always adorable. I'm going to now ask for La Cuenta.
La cuenta?
Sí.
Okay.
Okay, gracias.
Okay, we got a comment from the Invisible Ma'am, Angela R. Campbell, my co-host on the Invisible Song Club. Says, hi, Luce and Kyle. And the last Castle gig was so fun.
Yes.
And Johnny Venecia,
Yes.
is that right? Good. Says, awesome, Carrie, you speak the truth. That's the first thing I saw when I met Carrie, her love for everyone else. Kyle is cool too.
That's it. Yeah.
Kyle's the good-looking one, and I've got the big heart.
As an afterthought, Kyle's
a
okay.
long time ago that I'm an asshole.
That's true. That's how we get along so good.
Well, actually, if I recall, the first time I met Kyle in person, it was. I guess you had talked about him so much, and I suspect you had been talking about me and whatever. But I felt like I knew Kyle, and there was no formal introduction. We were just sat next to each other, thinking we had already met. If you remember that, Kyle.
I do adore Kyle.
And it was like, hang on a minute, I don't think we've been introduced really. So it's kind of funny that.
I meet so many people at Carrie's place. I'm kind of apprehensive about introducing myself because I'm like, it'd be like, oh, I met you already. You know? So I'm just like, I just go in there with the assumption, I've been there so often now, that if someone is there that I haven't seen before, I probably have. At a party or at a get together or at a gig or something.
It's the craziest group of people that show
everybody's like family. That's one thing I get out of the whole thing.
You know, my mom
It's a
is
nice vibe. It's a
Ukrainian.
nice vibe.
My mother is Ukrainian and is a very good hostess. My mother likes to put on.
Oh, talking to mums, I think there's a good chance my mum is watching us on YouTube. So, hi, Mum. Say hi to my mum, everyone.
Here
we go.
Let me ask you: are you going to play one more song?
We can play one more song. Let's have a
One
look.
more song.
Oh, which one do we want?
That one.
Do you have April 24th?
Here we go. I'll let you choose one.
Yeah, that one.
Eduardo.
What's Kyle
What the hell
doing?
is going on?
Oh, Kyle. Kyle.
That was
Is
a
that
full.
my drink? Is my drink finally coming to me yet? Or
That was a
what?
full bottle when we started.
Okay.
So I'll
Eduardo
let.
has 2 seconds, and we want to. He doesn't believe that we're doing this, and he doesn't believe I'm a singer in Canada. So let's
Oh, okay, sure. Okay. What do we got? Circus song, Bruce Lee, April 24.
Yes.
Which one? Pick one.
24.
April 24th.
Okay, there we go then.
April 24th.
Okay, here we are.
Thank you so much for coming out tonight. Richard Dugan is also our band of playing guests. This is a little song of our last album. It's called April 24th. It's coming. As the snow falls from the trees into the water, I'm reminded of the universe of beauty. We're low.
God, that is such a spiritual song to me.
Love that song.
And it took me right back to when I heard it live like 4 times in Manhattan. Remember CBGB 2013? Holy fuck.
Load at CBGB's, and then
I gotta say, I love that performance because you can see Ian on the one side. I remember when we did that, I couldn't hear him at all, so I didn't know that he was even singing at the time. but you see him at the beginning of the song kind of not really knowing what's going on. There's a point where he makes a face and just goes, fuck it, and goes balls out on the vocals. And he's just screaming, like he's singing like high notes. He's going all over the place. It's awesome. It's hilarious.
hey everybody, it's JC.
Hey, how you doing?
JC sometimes makes appearances with us on Cannabis
Is
Castle.
she bringing me my drink? What's going on?
No, we're coming with your drink right now, Phil.
Where are you, Phil? Are you next door?
Yeah, he's just down.
About 3 cabanas over, man.
Okay, I apologize for the green pepper and guacamole in my teeth as I ate fajitas throughout.
Oh my God.
We're used to it.
Baptized by Kyle for the rest of the day.
Yeah, we're used to it with you, Luce, so we're not worried. Yeah, okay.
I'm
We're
so
all
happy that you included us today, and really, thank you, everybody. Stay
Sure.
safe.
Actually, do you have a couple of minutes? Actually, I'd just like to ask you about the future of Cannabis Castle. You and I privately were talking about lots more musical events and whatever. What are your thoughts on what you'd like to be doing next year if you're allowed?
Cannabis Castle is going to be elevated a little bit to a bit of a different vein, a little bit more streamlined, and a little bit crazy. We're going to show a little more of the jackass side of Cannabis Castle, probably, but it's always informative and delicious.
I'm not eating anything weird.
Yeah, so
Kyle only likes
either, I'll be honest.
Don't forget, he likes his women like his salad. Triple wash.
there we go. That was one of the episodes that are released already on Cannabis Castle YouTube channel. Go check it out. That one was hilarious.
Cannabis Castle.
Yep.
Or we eat each other.
Oh
Yes.
my God.
Yes, I was on. No, I think next year, with the Invisible Man show and Cannabis Castle are always, I've been hand in hand like the whole time. I'm now doing 3 shows, so I don't know how deep I'm going to be involved in Cannabis Castle, but we're definitely going to be working together as a couple of projects.
Oh yeah, it's evolving in a good way for all of us.
And we've also going to be involving, we've still been talking about this for a year now. Just when we were about to start practicing, COVID happened. But we're going to be doing a Beatles show with the load, so me and Ryan, Kyle, Brennan.
Good.
And then with Luce as well, we'll probably jump on for bits as well. We're going to do a Beatles show. And we're still going to we've been talking about that for a year. It's still going to happen. The Invisible Man's going to be branching out as well into local venues to do some, to host some shows as well locally. So come and see us in person. As soon as we're allowed to, we're going to start setting that up. But
exactly.
And wherever you see Cannabis Castle, no doubt one of the Invisible Mans or the Invisible Man will be there as well. We're definitely going to keep that relationship going. Well, thank you very much, Luce and Kyle, for joining us. Always the easiest shows for me to do because it's just friends hanging out.
Phil, thank you for joining us from the beach. It's hard to pull you away from that. And Kyle, the busiest of the crew. Thank you so much.
Yes, yeah.
Thank
It is.
you.
And if you want any more information, I think I've got a couple of links in the description for the stream. So on Facebook, look up. On YouTube, look down. And if you need any more information,
.com.
there you go. And that's in the description too. If you want any more information, you can contact us here on the Invisible Man Show. We'd be glad to pass along your comments and questions.
Thanks a lot, Mark.
You
Really
bet.
appreciate it.
So thank you very much, everybody, for joining us, and we'll catch you next week. We have Winnipeg rocker Roxy Ragu is going to join us. That is going to be a show full of energy.
I know Roxy.
Yep. There we go. Okay, well, thank you very much, everybody, and we'll catch you next week.
I want to jump in.
Oh, yes, sorry.
If people want to hear independent music that they're used to hearing live in venues that are now closed, like Load or Black Eyed Susie, or It's All in the Mind, or Lost Logan, or House Handshake, whatever, from Winnipeg, they can hear great independent music, not just from the 204, but from all over the world on the Colorado Phil Show.
Colorado Phil Show.
Mondays through Fridays, 12 to 4 p.m. Pacific. 1 to 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 2 to 6 p.m. Central here in the 204, 3 to 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and it's only on Tri-Lakes Radio. That's TRI, www.trilakesradio.com, or you go to the Google Store and download the Live 365 radio app. Look for exactly that, and you'll be listening.
Oh, I wanted to ask you, Phil.
Yeah.
Do you have a copy of the Hamfist EP?
I do not anymore, I don't think.
Okay.
I didn't want to.
We're gonna get Phil one.
Play some metal on that show.
And stay tuned for Kyle's amazing Christmas gift.
Okay,
Oh.
that sounds interesting. And anyone, if there are any musicians wanting to get some airtime on Phil's show, if you go to theinvisibleman.ca, we have links to pretty much everything there, and scroll down on the main page, you will see a link to Phil's show, and it'll give you explicit instructions how to submit music to him. Okay, so thanks again.
To Phil.
So thanks again, everybody.
Hey, Mark, how's the weather back in Winnipeg? Eh?
It's not bad, actually. It's about -6 or -8 or something.
Oh crap!
I am
So,
I
how's
hop on a plane tomorrow and go
so?
back,
What's the weather like there in St. John Baptiste, Florida?
No idea. No idea. Hey, thanks for the drink. Thank you.
Oh, I'm so glad it finally arrived. It was a little bit turbulent down the beach.
JC is awesome, right?
She drilled it.
And
Yeah.
Us, I cancel. I'm so sorry.
There you go.
okay, again, right, we've been trying to get away for a while now, but thank you, everybody, and I'm now going to hit the button. I'll catch you all next week, same time. Bye-bye.
Oh, the invisible